earlier this evening, right before you came over, I was sitting. Amber and I were chilling in the shower eating ice cream, and I was thinking about Ernest. Do you ever watch Ernest movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's our generation, right? Yeah, like fucking Ernest goes to jail, Ernest in the army, Ernest saves Christmas and all that, and like
he just did things.
All the movies are Ernest has some odd job, like he's doing something, and then through his buffoonery, like either loses the job, shit goes wrong, and then
usually saves the day.
Something is threatening the job.
The job, yeah.
And then he, through his same buffoonery, saves the day and foils the villain, and then he gets the job back. Is at the end of the movie is what I think.
It's the kind of thing I don't know if you can still make it.
No, it's just old school slapstick goofball 90s humor. But like I was thinking about it, and like it got fucking. There was two of them that are really stuck out to me. Number one, did you ever watch Ernest Goes to Camp?
Yeah, that's the one with the turtles, right?
Yeah, it is the darkest Ernest movie ever. Let me regale the whole story. I haven't watched it in a while, but I thought about it.
Ernest spoilers ahead.
Yeah, if you haven't watched this movie, listen to this and then tell me I'm fucking wrong, okay? So, like, this is the plot to Ernest Goes to Camp. Welcome to the show, by the way. Welcome to the podcast.
And I'm Ben.
So, Ernest Goes to Camp. He's a person. He's like a maintenance guy, I think, at the camp. And I believe he becomes a camp counselor.
He's like a janitor or something.
Yeah. And then they put him in charge of this group of like ne'er-do-well delinquent children.
Oh, you know the Misfits.
And it was the Misfits. Yeah, I think so.
The Misfits.
And one of the other camp counselors, who's a dick, tries to fucking drown one of the kids who can't swim and like shoves him into the water and like laughs at him drowning. And so the Misfits are like, fuck you, dude, and like tip over his lifeguard tower. And so they're all gonna get kicked out of camp. And Ernest's like, it's okay, guys, we'll work together and I'll like help you become camp people. And so like that's like the little side plot. That's what he's got his little group of kids. But the main antagonist is that there's this construction company that wants to like bulldoze the camp. And so the camp is on a reservation. It's run by a native tribe, and the tribal leader, the chief, doesn't speak English, and so the construction company resolves to just bamboozle him with like legal jargon and like trick him into signing contracts. I think Ernest like accidentally helps him sign the contracts to like take the camp.
Yeah, he does, because he's like, oh, they want you to do this, and it's Ernest, so he's dumb.
Exactly.
He's trying to help.
Fucking, he gets,
but he's dumb.
He gets fired from camp counselor
because
he's fucked it up.
You're
and
Ernest,
then
America.
He goes to confront. This is where it starts to get fucking dark as shit. First of all, it's already like a whole commentary on like white men bulldozing over native land through trickery and like fake treaties. But like where it gets dark starts to anyway, is Ernest goes to confront the construction workers, and they like absolutely kick his shit in. Like they beat the and it's not like the funny Ernest where he like gets knocked over and goes whoa, and like his eyes get crossed and he gets bumped on the head and falls down. No, there's blood and bruises, and he gets his like hat knocked off, and they're like kicking him on the ground. He's in very obvious real pain that lasts the rest of the movie. He is actually hurt, seriously hurt in this, and so that's fucking crazy. And then they fight back and save the camp by becoming eco-terrorists.
They do straight up become eco-terrorists.
Ernest and these children build real bombs and firebomb and destroy the construction equipment. They made a car bomb. They rigged up Ernest's little car to drive into something and fucking explode. And it's not, again, I can't stress enough, it's not the funny, silly Ernest little explosion. It's a fucking fireball. People died.
Are you sure you're not just misremembering it?
I am so
Ernest
sure
never kills.
I am so sure that it is like way more serious than any other movie. And then the owner of the construction company comes out with a gun and tries to murder Ernest and misses. And like Ernest survives somehow. I think there was magic involved that he survived.
Yeah, Native American magic.
It was some fucking thing. And so he saved the camp that way. And then that's the end of the movie. Real fucking shit. It was a dark film. That was crazy. But
I don't like referring to anything that's an Ernest movie as like it's a very dark film.
It's insane. But what gets me the most, and like this is what I was tripping out about, was there's lore in Ernest. Did you know that there's fucking actual lore to the Ernest universe? No,
I didn't know that.
You know that Ernest is stupid, right?
I guess.
That's the whole point of the character. That's why. You know why he's stupid, Ben?
Why?
You know why he's stupid?
Why?
Follow me here. I swear by Carl Sagan's silky turtleneck.
Are you making something up right now?
I promise you I'm not making a word of this up.
Are you copying it from
I
the
promise
internet?
you I am not making a word of this up. This just dawned on me. I was just thinking about it, because I watched these movies as a kid, and I'm fucking just sitting there eating, like, fucking, Amber and I were chilling, we were in the shower eating ice cream, and I'm talking about bullshit, and this just started to fucking dawn on me how fucking crazy this fucking movie was. This is the actual lore. The reason why Ernest is stupid is because back in colonial New England, so hundreds of years ago, one of Ernest's great ancestors,
Shut the fuck up.
who was also played by Jim Varney, by the way,
had to be.
was like the leader, like the mayor and also clergy leader, I guess, of this town. Yeah. This little colonial town, like Salem type shit. And the town was terrorized by a troll named Trantor. And Trantor the Troll, by channeling the power, I swear to God this is true, by channeling the power of demons from hell, had...
Shut the fuck up.
It's all real, man. You can look... we'll watch this movie when we're done. He had super speed. He was able to outrun a car at one point in the movie. He's super strong and super durable. He's like gets rammed by cars and all sorts of shit. Has a giant fucking knife. He is able to teleport and perfectly mimic people's voices. And he's like fucking Pennywise the Clown, where he hunts children, but he likes to scare the bullshit out of them first. But instead of eating them, this is what Trantor the Troll did. He turns the children through magic into wooden dolls and then uses their souls to feed a magical tree which grows spores that drop to the ground and become more trolls in order to take over the world. And Trantor is trapped by using children as bait. Fucking Ernest's great-great-grandpa or whoever uses children as bait to trap Trantor the Troll and bury him alive in burlap and chains and damn him under a tree. And Trantor curses Ernest's great-great-whatever and says, you and your family and your bloodline are cursed. They will get dumber and dumber with each generation until one of them is dumb enough to free me. Which Ernest is dumb enough and does, and that is the plot of Ernest Scared Stupid, the Halloween edition of the Ernest Saga, which is the best movie out of all of them. It's fucking nuts, dude. There's deep lore to the Ernest Saga, and it involves trolls and magic and fucking crazy shit. And oh my god, it's such a weird movie. I swear to God, I don't care what you're doing tonight. I don't care when you have to work in the morning. We're watching that shit later. It's so good, dude.
I'm never watching that.
Ernest Scared Stupid. Look it up. Look up Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest Scared Stupid and watch them as an adult, and they are horrifying movies. As a kid, they're hilarious, but as an adult, they are a nightmare.
I feel like as a kid, you're just watching all the funny stuff and laughing, and as an adult, you're listening to the sentences, and you're like, what the fuck?
I forgot to mention, in Ernest Goes to Camp, The super dark one, there's a whole, Ernest sings a whole song. I don't remember a musical number in any other Ernest movie, but in Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest sings a song, the only song in the movie, and it's just him talking about sobbing. It's just a song about how sad he is because he got the shit kicked out of him and lost his job as a camp counselor. And he sings a whole song about how he's glad that it's raining because nobody can see his tears when it rains.
I remember that.
It's the saddest shit. It's such a fucked up movie, dude. Oh, man.
Well, you know what they say. He's dead. Dude.
He is dead now. Jim Varney is dead.
And we'll
he was
never,
awesome.
ever have to worry about Jim
Varney played the Slinky Dog in Toy Story, in like the first couple of Toy Stories.
Oh shit, he did.
And then he also played the cook in the Atlantis Lost Empire movie, and he died right when they were finishing that. So like I think towards the very end of the movie, somebody else voices the cook from like the last couple of scenes. But Jim Varney died right as that movie was being finished. And they I think they even made the movie in his honor, like they put a little in memory of at the beginning.
Probably.
It's crazy, dude. He was a fucking legend. He was awesome.
I think, man. Well, you know what they say, man.
He is dead.
He is dead. Ah! I kicked it. I kicked the table. There's a little spike on the sound there. For
You like it. They love that.
You like it,
People
yeah.
love
Yeah,
when there's
you
spikes
like
in the
it.
sound. People are excited about that.
Heavy shit going down.
Jim Varney?
No, that's done.
That's done with.
We're done with the lighthearted talk.
Oh yeah, no. There's some real shit. We skipped last week because it was Memorial
Reasons.
Day, and we both had prior obligations, and also the world was just fucking sad.
Yeah, we had propagations, and
we just couldn't fucking.
It was
deal
Memorial
with
Day,
yeah,
and I didn't want to do it.
I also didn't want to do it.
And I hadn't felt good a couple days prior, so I really didn't want to do it.
We were both beaten down by life and
tired.
So
I'm still tired and miserable, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I think it's time to give up.
Yeah. Yeah,
but instead I came to do a show.
Everybody give up. Oh,
everyone give up.
Everybody give up.
Man, if everybody gave up at once, it'd be fucking sweet.
It would be great. It's one of those like all or nothing type things where if a bunch of people give up, it's a tragedy. But everybody fucking gives up, we just have a party and
Who
everything's
gives
all right.
a shit?
Nobody cares anymore. Nobody has a reason then to give up. We all just have fun.
Everybody keeps doing stuff because you're all just like, we have to. And I'm like, ah.
If we all decide collectively that we don't, then we won't.
Heard the fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
Is it? I'm just upset is all. I'm not mentally stable, and I haven't been for several.
I keep like getting
for several.
I keep getting like inspired and motivated, and I'll like work on things, and then just fucking not even my life hits me, but it's just like the world just gets shittier.
It does get shittier. The prices are going up on everything because for some reason it's like a weird fool's gambit. They're gonna fuck us over for whatever reason they can. It's really strange. All those record profits, soaring profits.
Yep.
Triple the price of meatloaf. Anyway.
A couple of days ago, there was a mass shooting here in Tulsa.
Couple days ago, well, okay. I will say it was like more of a targeted shooting that could have become a mass shooting very quickly because he went for an individual, but he also went for anybody who got between him and that individual.
Yeah. And
it's very sad.
We've all been talking about...
And that's spooky and that's scary, and it happened very close to us and in a place that I've been before, and I'm sure you've been over in that area before. And
Plenty, yeah.
I know people that work near...
We've all been talking about the school shooting in Uvalde, and crazy fun fact, that shooting that just happened in Tulsa marks the 20th mass shooting in the U.S. since Uvalde.
How? What decides when and when not the media covers a shooting?
I think at this point it's just when they have the free time, because like there's so fucking many of them. I think if a gunman went and killed 3 or more people in Germany, it would be national news there for like a month. And here it's like, have there been more than 50 yet? Okay, well, even if there has, like,
Well, I hate fucking
has it
talking.
been children? Has it been a lot of children?
I hate
like,
talking about gun violence because we've been hearing about it and talking about it and discussing it for pretty much our entire lives. So
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
very fucking depressing. And when I'm
And it's
already
just
depressed about
ubiquitous.
my own life, it's very difficult to talk about things that are very depressing and I can't do much about it all.
Yeah.
Except for just voice my concerns and opinions.
Not even gun violence. Fuck
No.
the police department there.
That's really weird how they
Absolutely
didn't do
fuck
shit.
They got their own kids out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got in there, got
Like,
their own kids
come
out.
on.
And then they stopped, they tased and handcuffed parents who were trying to get in there. One mom broke through the police barricade, got inside, saved her own kids, and got out well before the police did literally anything. So just,
that's a
and
fucking
then
nightmare.
That's their official story.
As a parent, that's a nightmare.
Their official story has changed 80 times. Turns out the door wasn't propped open like they said. Turns out they didn't confront the shooter like they said. Turns out the shooter wasn't wearing body armor like they said. Turns out the shooter didn't barricade himself into a room like he said. Like, just...
Why would they make up a bunch of bullshit?
Because they're fucking bullshit cowards covering their own ass. They openly said, we were scared we were going to get shot. Huh. Turns out you're police officers.
I know somebody might get shot, but I also don't understand. I don't understand how they can say that.
Shot. 19 kids did. Good thing you guys are safe.
I don't know how they can say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They militarize the hell out of our police force. So these fuckers can walk around with fucking big-ass guns and tanks and shit and beat the hell out of unarmed citizens.
Those
and now
guys
there's
are
an actual
babies,
fucking
though.
problem. Now there's an actual fucking problem. They're all like, well, we don't want to die, so
Hey, yeah, look, I don't want to die either. I don't want to rush into a school with a gunman that's actively shooting children. That's why I'm not a cop.
Yeah, I didn't do that job, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want them to have to do it.
Nobody
right?
wants it.
Like, nobody wants that.
But if somebody's going to do it, it should be
that
the people
is
who
the
signed up
job.
for it.
And, like, maybe, I hate to say it, but maybe they would care more about gun violence if we made sure police had to go in the schools.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I do think there's, like, a lot of police who would do that. Who would actually go clear the build, like, a school, like, do the thing.
No, they're being, like, thoroughly, like, chastised by police departments all over the
they're,
country.
like, not cooperating with anybody now, and it's
Yeah.
This whole thing is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like, and like I would, you wish, like, I wish that they hadn't just fucking straight up shot the dude that was shooting people here, but at the same time, that is better than not going in. Like, if my options are they immediately shot the gunman or like they waited outside, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It's just, dude.
It's a nightmare. And you said 22nd, 23rd shooting? Mass shooting?
Tulsa was the 20th.
20th.
Yeah. And would not be surprised if there's been another one since then.
See, they just don't get reported, and then when they do get reported, when it's big or it involves kids, it gets reported, and then immediately the conspiracy beats pick it up and turn it into a god knows what shit show.
At this moment, it is June 3rd, and we have had, I believe, over 200 mass shootings this year. I could be, let me double check.
200?
Let me double check.
But you said this was 20th.
Since Uvalde. Just since those 19 kids died, there have now already been 20 more.
20 more shootings?
Mass shootings.
Mass shootings. Oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah. There have been... I can't find one as of today.
A mass shooting is considered
as of
3
May,
or more people, right?
I think so.
It's time to break out the body calculator, Forrest.
On May 15th of this year, there had been 213, and it is now June 3rd.
How many casualties?
Of just gun violence in general?
Yeah, can you find that maybe? No, of mass shootings. Like, how many lives? Can we quickly figure it? Probably not. How many lives lost in mass shootings in America in 2022?
Let me find out. See if I can find something.
It'd be an interesting number to look at for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's more of a relatable number than like...
Mass shootings have killed 256 people and injured 1,010 more through the end of May.
Okay. So that's at least that many lives forever altered, right?
Yeah.
In some way, and then some ended.
Before
about what would you? That's 20%.
This is
right?
from the Washington
About
Post.
20% of people affected by mass shootings will die.
This is from the Washington Post. Before a man killed 4 people on Wednesday in a hospital in Tulsa, there had already been 232 mass shootings across the United States. There were 13 days this so far. Oh no, pardon me. 13 days in July. So in July there were 13 days without a mass shooting. In February there were 8 days. In March there were 10 days. In April there were 9 days. In May there were 5 days without a mass shooting. And in June so far we're on day 2 without a mass shooting. As of June 3rd right now. 700. There were 700 mass shootings, or almost 700 in 2021. In 2020, there were about 611. So it's just been going up.
How many were there in 2019?
In 2019, it says there were 417.
Okay.
So we're
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's all from the Washington
Post. Because people talked about how you didn't have any mass shootings around those times, right? Remember? Oh, how come we don't have any mass shootings? People would say that. Remember? A certain type of person would talk about that and try to point it out and make all these weird bullshit claims. That's still a pretty big number in 2019. But they weren't reporting it, so the media bias contorts it too.
We're doing better than we were in 2021. And we have 232 mass shootings by the end of May. In 2021, we had 240.
So what do you do?
What do you do? Mass shootings.
What do you do?
I don't know.
What are the solutions?
Maybe the problem.
Because my solution is not good, and people won't like it on either side.
It's the guns.
Right. My solution is just
more guns.
But way more. I'm saying arm everyone.
Literally
arm
every man, woman, and child.
Single fucking
You get
person.
registered a gun whenever you come out the womb.
Yes, I agree with myself 100%. Think about it. What's more American than you were issued a gun?
that's the most American thing.
People get all twisted.
You get a gun before you get a social security. Your gun has a social security number on it. That's your social security card is your gun. People
say my type of governance would be crazy. And I say, no, you're wrong. It would be fair.
What I'm saying
I am fair, America. I'm fair.
I know how to stop all the mass shootings. And
it's not going to stop anything, but it will make people think twice.
Right. I know how to stop all the mass shootings and several other kinds of violence, and we don't have to inflict on anybody's Second Amendment rights. All we do is just fucking cut off anybody's arms. Everybody's arms. Every single person. That, again, at birth. No arms. You ever try to shoot a gun without arms? You can't do it. Can't stab somebody without arms.
Actually, you can't. I've seen people with feet.
I'm sure you could
just really, feet. People who only have feet and they do bows and arrows and they do blocks.
The majority of mass shooters have shot people with their arms.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Forrest. I just think you're going to look real stupid when somebody shoots you with their toe gun.
We have no evidence of toe guns, and I think that the clear issue here is people having arms. Ted Cruz is a fucking idiot who thinks that we need to have less doors, but I'm saying we need less arms. It says the right to bear arms, but are they talking about these, or are they talking about guns? That's the
necessity is the absent father of invention. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So
the real answer is probably you need to do more better background checks.
The real thing is that as funny or as stupid as both of us just were, that's how these motherfuckers sound. That's how fucking Republican politicians and the NRA, that is how they sound right now. And it's fucking
I don't
insane.
think so. You show me one politician that's saying arm everyone.
I can show you a few. They're talking about giving the teachers
those
guns.
Guys are fair. Well, yeah, if you're going to keep shooting at teachers, you have to give them guns, Forrest. What the fuck?
Right, of course, yeah.
If I'm saying if we're not going to do anything about it, then we need to just make it okay for
everything's
everyone
just
to have
Wild
guns.
West craziness.
It might as well. That's fair.
Fucking
it's fair.
What gets me is that the teachers can't afford fucking pencils and shit. They're having to buy all their own school supplies.
Forrest, it's a fucking socialist program, just like you wanted. I'm going to provide every man, woman, child free firearms. No training. That's too expensive. But the guns.
But the guns.
Guns in your hands. Now you go find a teacher.
Everybody has a
You
gun.
find it. It's bootstraps. I'm going to call it the
yourself
Bootstraps and Bullets program.
Pull yourself up by your gun straps.
I'm running on this platform. I'm going to make it, too.
It's awful.
Is the camera about to turn off yet?
Probably in a few minutes. America is the bad place, and we need help.
No, I don't want to say we need help, because as much as we do need help, I don't want anybody else to come in here and fucking fuck with our mess.
I think the UN needs to sanction the fuck out of us.
Oh, God.
If they had a spine, I think they would.
I guess sanctioning is not like... Like from a legal and political perspective, to me, I'm like, if they sanctioned us, it wouldn't be like the end of the world. People sanction countries all the time.
Right.
But I think America would have an adverse reaction, and they would like just war. They would just war about it.
I think that if the rest of the world all got together and were like, hey, America,
I honestly don't think this
your
country
children
can
are
continue.
being murdered, get your shit together.
I worry about it.
It would have some impact on like at least the citizens. You know what I mean?
Maybe some of them.
Yeah.
Only the wussies who don't have a rugged individualism.
All the fucking MAGA hats would be out here like, I don't fucking give a shit what England and Germany and France and Sweden and South Africa.
Just get Russia to do it.
Yeah, seriously. And then
Do they have a problem with gun violence in Russia, Forrest?
not anywhere close to what we have here.
Is it because they just kill them?
I believe it's because they have some sort of common sense gun laws. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it's terrifying to think about.
It's an absolute nightmare here. I just, man.
But you're only saying that because, like, there's not enough guns for everybody. And if we could get... Well, okay, I don't want you to pull statistics out on me. I know there's more guns than Americans in America.
Quite a few more. There's like 5
But they're
guns for
smaller
every
and you can't carry, like, 3 Americans in your pockets, okay?
Yeah.
So gun violence isn't going to get any better this year.
No. Gun violence is going to continue to be gun violence.
Hey, what sucks is, like, I'm already depressed about my life, so it'd be cool if the world would stop sucking.
It would be charming if we could just...
Oh, you know what? I've been messing around with Xbox cloud gaming, and that's pretty fun. I think they're doing a good job. That's
nice.
That's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's one good thing.
There you go, folks at home. Chew on that.
Yeah.
Xbox cloud gaming. Try it out if you're feeling suicidal.
Try it out if you didn't. No, don't. If you're feeling suicidal, call somebody.
Well, yeah, that. National Suicide Hotline. It's a real important thing.
Holler at your boy if you know somebody. That's a Hobson song. You remember Hobson?
I do remember Hobson. How's he doing?
I don't know how he's doing, but
I don't know
I used to listen to a lot of Hobson when I was fresh out of high school.
Love him.
Because I thought he was real.
Don't know him personally. Sure, he's a great guy though. I don't know.
I think his music is fantastic. I don't know if he's
Listen,
that. Usually people who make really, really good art
Are dickholes.
are like horrible. Horrible. Good art comes from a lot of pain. Sometimes it just comes from a good comedic perspective, which can be generated from a lot of pain.
That's true. That's true. I've been real into I've been writing. I've been hate writing. I've been like cranking out essays that I'm just fueled by hate.
I've been hate cranking.
Yeah, and so I've been putting on a lot of
Crank writing.
punk rock and stuff.
Oh, you listen to the punk rock?
Oh yeah,
Which one?
Thoroughly. Well, I was listening to
Who you been listening to?
I listened to a good deal of we talked about Rage Against the Machine last time we were here, I think. I've also really been enjoying The Offspring and Suicidal Tendencies. Fucking Green Day's still good. It's wonderful to go back to them. All the alternative rock of like the 2000s, you know what I mean?
It's not punk, man.
It
is alternative.
It butts
rock.
up against there because like you get into
bled out of punk, yeah.
Yeah. It's more stylized.
I guess with Green Day, they've been around. Commercial break.
Oh shit! Commercial break. We'll talk about fucking
and I'm been
institutionalized when we get back because it's a good song.
It's all right. Yeah.
There There it goes.
So like I was saying, Green Day, they've been around for a long time. If you think about how long they've been making music, because I think they started in like 79 or 81 or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, they probably were, like, a lot closer to the punk scene than I realize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes sense. I definitely miss, like, I think some of the best songs on, like, American Idiot are songs that people don't ever play. Like, what is... I haven't listened to it in, like, 15 years. Is it fucking St. Jimmy or some shit?
I don't even know that one.
No, that's... Fuck, I'm gonna listen to Green Day tonight.
Did you ever listen to Social Distortion?
Yeah.
Fucking love them. They're great. I've had Give Me the Sweet and Lowdown on repeat for a long time, and Story of My Life is a fucking phenomenal song.
Just gonna talk about music we like now.
Just rattle off songs.
Now that we've talked about how we hate gun violence.
We hate gun violence, but we like punk rock. But like, yeah, it helps you get through, because it's like these people are also just talking about the same thing, just like life fucking sucks and is not made for weirdos like us, and like.
Yeah, that's
the
what
more you
sucks,
get into it,
though.
the more you realize that weirdos like us were just people with like compassion and empathy that like had the got shit put on them and like kind of got kicked around by life a little bit, and they know what that feels like, and they're tired of like the lies of society pretending like life isn't fucking hard sometimes for some people, you know?
Yeah, like it all is just fine, and as long as you keep your dick to the grindstone and never let your ass fall off, you'll be fine. And it's like, that's just not true.
Those are the rules that we were taught in school. Keep your dick to the grindstone, don't let your ass fall off. But like the fucking, like the thing is, like, I feel like more and more and more good is coming out of that counterculture nowadays. You know what I mean? I feel like more and more people are embracing that. And I feel like we're seeing a resurgence of that same kind of counterculture from the 2000s, from the 90s, from the 80s, from the 60s, back to, every single generation had this movement of, hey, society fucking sucks the way it is, we should change it. And every single generation, the rich assholes in power are like, fuck these nerds, these hippies, these, anarchists, these fucking hoodlums, these crazy. And now I feel like we have numbers. And it's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's more. I still think the majority is normal. Or at least dressing normally and pretending to be normal and fitting in normally. And I still think it's quite the uphill battle. And I think acceptance is further off than people realize sometimes.
Yeah.
But that might be internalized bullshit I'm dealing with. I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I haven't felt good in a long time.
Sorting out your own internalized biases and the way that you fucking got lost in the sauce and smoked the patriarchy dick and whatnot. I don't know.
It's all bad. Everything is bad.
Everything's bad. And like
I didn't want to do a negative show tonight. I don't ever want to do a negative show, but we had to do a show and I couldn't force myself into a good mood after the day.
It's shocking just how many systems that are like central to our world that we are still arguing about today. It is shocking just how many of those are rooted in white supremacy. You know what I mean?
They are, and that's
gender norms.
People won't.
That's one where I'd argue about right now. It's like the gender and everything like that. Totally rooted in fucking in puritanical fucking white English folk bulldozing through other cultures and fucking
to act like we can't change those things is just, that's what's the most frustrating.
The amount of natives, the amount of Africans, the amount of indigenous people from all over the world that had totally different concepts of gender and sexuality and identity and didn't even assign male or female until you were like 5 and could decide for yourself. And like,
is that a thing?
Yeah.
Tell me about this thing.
I just did. There were cultures all over the world that had 3 genders, that had 4 genders, that had gender fluid people, that had like a whole.
So
the shamans were all people that were like males but behaved as females, or they had non-binary people and they were the magic folk, and so they had twin spirits, they had trans, they had all the.
I've always wondered about this because I've heard things about the twin spirits and shit, but I need like I need a book. Is there a book I can read about this?
I can give you some cool papers, yeah.
We should get some sources going up in this bitch.
I would have to go refresh my memory because I'm kind of tired right now. But
Not right now. At some point, we should do this, though.
Let me look on. There's a
fact,
really good paper, and I'll read it too because I haven't read it in a while. But I'll read it.
It's just the thing is, like, with this stuff, especially with the things like the twin spirits. Like, I remember seeing a bunch of cool posts about it, but I never really looked into it to see what the history was behind that. And I'd be very curious to see what we actually know about that.
Okay, so here's a paper let me see if I can get one that isn't just a PDF. By Barbara Voss, published in 2008. It looks like you can get it for... Yeah, you can download the whole thing for free online.
Okay,
It's open access. By Barbara Voss from 2008, VOSS. It's called Sexuality Studies and Archaeology. I think I shared this one with my patrons at one point. If I didn't, I'll do that later. But I remember reading this a little while, a couple semesters ago, and it was fucking mind-blowing. Like, just how different, like, just how many different ways different cultures have, understood sexuality, and how 110% of that has just been fucking whitewashed away, and we are now having to go back and relearn the shit that, like, past generations deliberately fucking ignored and destroyed. And, like, of archaeologists, the amount of shit that archaeologists destroyed because they didn't want to deal with it.
It doesn't make any sense why you would do that as an archaeologist.
Because they were fucking white English people.
But it doesn't make sense.
Who were like, this isn't Christian, I'll break it.
That's no better.
These are what the heathen do.
Yeah, you should study the heathen.
It's just, dude.
It doesn't make any sense. You're an archaeologist. If you're doing that, then you're not really an archaeologist. You're just like a fucking historical crusader of some.
Did you ever think about the fact that Indiana Jones was a terrible archaeologist?
And I'm sure I'm going to catch some bullshit for saying crusader.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody gets all mad now.
No, the Crusaders were
I didn't know we were... But yeah. And, like, I guess because there was some history before the Crusades that I also am aware of, like, I'm supposed to fucking just fall to my knees and, like, forget about that. I love you guys. You fucking idiots.
Fucking, Indiana Jones was a terrible archaeologist.
These fucking people think they know what I think.
Breaking into fucking tombs and, like, stealing idols and shit to put them in a museum. It's not how you do anything. You're supposed to go there and document. You're very careful. You don't leave a trace. You fucking, like, it's setting off all those...
You're mad at Indiana Jones, but at least he was like, hey, it should belong in a...
museum.
Oh, shit, he's evil.
He's evil because he's trying to put things in a museum.
He didn't mean to.
Like, I'm not saying putting anything in a museum is necessarily a bad thing. I'm saying he's doing what the fucking British did, where he went to other countries and stole artifacts to put them in museums for no reason. He
stopped the Nazis.
You did stop the Nazis. That was pretty cool. Do you know why the pyramids are in Egypt?
Do I know why they're in Egypt?
Yeah. It's because they were too heavy for the fucking British to put in a museum.
That's a funny joke.
Yeah. Real question, do you know why we don't have as many mummies as we used to? There used to be a lot more mummies.
Because those are easier to move out.
No.
They ate them.
Yeah, the British fucking ate them. They ate the mummies.
They ate the mummies for dick hard, isn't it?
It was aphrodisiac and also medicine.
Yeah. If I eat a dead dude, 1,000 years old, that's good.
I'm
not gonna lie. That is like
the mummies.
Think about that's pretty kinky.
I fucking
think about the evilest thing you as a lanky white person can do.
I guess it's consume a 4,000-year-old corpse.
Yeah. Hey. This is one of your great ancestors here I'm eating.
No, I'm going to take a little bite of them. I'm pork my wife.
It makes me so crazy horny because it's fucking wrong.
I got the power of Ramses in my dick.
It's the same thing as why they like
Ramses,
like all these conservative politicians will go past like 50 anti-gay bills and then go have gay sex at a party together. It's because it's okay for them.
Right.
Because they realize they can do whatever the fuck they want and nobody can stop them, but they like to make laws that let other people not. It's just so confusing.
It's just everything sucks, dude.
Country's weird. You got like rooms full of just Anthony Wieners. it's a seedy underbelly. I don't know what you do about it. I don't think you can do anything. That's why I said earlier, and I stand by. I don't know how much longer America, the way we know it, is gonna be like the way it is. I don't know how long this can continue.
I'm just so deeply and profoundly tired of everything today. And so, like...
I know. I'm sorry. I wish I was happy and I could cheer us all up.
I don't even mean today specifically. I mean today in, like, the abstract sense. Of, like...
Fucking modernity?
Day and age, yeah.
Modernity?
Fucking... It's hard, man. And I see that, like, the world is at, like,
Would you say you're
point.
disillusioned?
I am massively disillusioned. I have been getting more and more so for a long time. For, like, the past... I want to say 12 years or so, I've been getting more and more disillusioned.
That's fair.
And I feel like I'm becoming increasingly disillusioned.
Yeah, me too.
Like, the more I get, like, it was like a slow burn, and now it's like a rapid.
Also disconnected.
Yes.
I have a major problem with disassociation and disconnection right now. Like, I don't care. I can't tell you guys how little I give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to
it weighs on me because, like, I want to make, like, a video or something about.
I'm worried about how much I don't care. So it's just, yeah, like, that's fair.
Like, if I get one thing will happen, and I'll just, like, I have to fucking deal with this, and then another thing will happen, and another thing will happen, and another thing will happen. I'll just lay on the ground, like, well, I guess I'll just do nothing because I can't do everything. So, like, fuck it. And then I'm just staring at the ceiling for 3 days, talking about all the work that I have to do before I actually do it. It's hard, man. Life's hard. And it's not just me living it. It's everybody's dealing with this shit.
Yeah, I should have stopped a long time ago.
Living?
Yep. Anyway. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was gonna make up some shit. I'm sorry. It's been a rough time.
Just fucking... If you're at home and you're listening to this and you're real fucking worn out as well, just know that you're not alone in being worn out. And, like, everybody agrees that the world sucks. And the people who don't agree that the world sucks also probably suck.
A lot of people keep pointing out, too, like not a lot of people, but I've had several people point out to me, people I can't really argue with too much, because they'll just fucking go crazy. They go ham on it. Mm-hmm. And then a couple people that I could talk to, but we just don't have time. But, like, some people have just been pointing out, like, oh, isn't it crazy how it's, like, schools now? It used to be, like, colleges, and then it was, like I said, more than one person said it was colleges, and then it went to, like, smaller, younger and younger kids. And, like, while I agree to an extent, one, we got to look at all the shootings that aren't on the news first and actually look at those numbers and how they break down, which I have not done. Mm. I haven't done that. Mm-hmm. The second thing that I want to bring to everybody's attention who's trying to argue this point is, like, I don't know if you remember everything like that, but I mean, like, these acts of terrorism like this, these mass shootings and these acts of terrorism on U.S. soil from fucking domestic terrorists are, like, not concentrated at schools or hospitals or anything. They're everywhere. They can happen, like, and this sucks because this is what people will say. This is the whole point. This is the message. This is what they're trying to do, is they want everybody to be afraid at any moment, anytime. They, them, the people, whoever's making these bad things happen, which is, like, it's just a lack of regulation. But anyway, and it's like, it's not like, oh, it's this and this and this now. It's always been all these places, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Like, here in Oklahoma, people are talking about this thing at the doctor's office. Like, what do you think the Oklahoma City bombing was? Yep. There was domestic terrorism, and, like, he went for a soft target. Mm-hmm. Timothy McVeigh picked a soft target. He knew there was a daycare center there. Yep. He didn't give a fuck about it, and that was in the 90s. Yep. And there was shit like that happening in the 80s, too. So, I mean, like, it's not... It's very frustrating when people use that famous American short-term memory on, like, this particular issue. Because, like, the more I look into it, the more I read about it, the more I realize, like, oh, this has been going on
over and over and
for
over
a long time. Like, a long, long, long time. It's not a new thing.
What gets me is all the people who are like, well, they're just trying to take our guns because that way the government can take it. We need our guns to protect against the government. Do you have a fucking F-16 in your backyard? Because I don't. I don't have one of those, you know?
Yeah, we do not.
Oh, yeah, no, totally, yeah.
No.
But, like, you're gonna sit here, I don't care how many fucking AR-15s you have. I don't care what fucking, I really don't. You're not gonna beat the drones.
You're not, but also...
You're not gonna beat the fucking warthogs. You're
like,
not gonna beat the fucking nukes. You're not gonna beat the fucking Tsar bombs.
They got warthogs, bro?
It's like I think it's a warplane, is the warthog? It's like the weird,
it's not a
like,
helicopter?
drone thing. It's some kind of funky thing. I forgot. I know
when
it's
you
an
say
aerial
warthog,
vehicle.
I just think about a shitty Jeep.
No.
From Halo.
Warthog. It is a plane.
That sounds right, yeah. I don't when pigs fly.
A Fairchild Republic A-10 Thunderbolt 2, a.k.a. the Warthog. And it is a frightening-looking aircraft with a ridiculous amount of guns on it and missiles and things. And they have those, and we do not. So, like, fucking when it was, you know, both sides has muskets, and we'll see who has the best tactics with the muskets. Maybe. Now, it is not that. Now we can kill you with fucking lasers from 3 states
well, they're
away.
going to say it for us, you know, guerrilla warfare.
Totally. Yeah, no, fucking Wolverines. I fucking hate it here, and I really, really want to
leave.
leave.
Nice reference.
Thank you.
Yeah, go Wolverines.
Yeah, it's awful here, and I don't want to be here anymore, and I have to be because
why don't you just leave, Forrest?
Well, for a lot of reasons, they're real, but also mainly because, like, I feel like even if I could, I would be, like, just abandoning the people here that I could potentially say words and help.
They don't matter.
The people
they don't
are
want
words.
that help, Forrest.
It's awful.
They want to die on the sinking ship.
That's what everybody keeps telling me.
Sorry.
Fucking.
I feel bad. I feel really bad right now.
This episode is about. This episode took a turn. It's the deep lore of the Ernest universe.
Gun
bad
violence.
police officers
And gun violence.
and feeling bad about America.
I feel bad.
Feeling really, really bad. Well, I'm not comfortable with this. Come on in, pop in your earphones. Let's get real sad.
Yeah, we haven't.
Let's get real sad together.
We haven't been this sad in a while, so maybe it's good. Maybe it'll be refreshing.
People are like, "Yes, finally, yes, this is the sad content that I signed up for." Smash that like button.
Sad, dude.
If you too have lost your will to live.
It's like not only. It's like I feel like a failure inside of a failure. Like
it's hard. And what sucks about it is that, like, and I know we've said this before, but I can't stress it enough, is that our generation is the hardest working, best educated, most intensely awesome generation in American history. And we are all fucking clinically depressed.
They don't
because
agree with
nothing
that.
works.
They don't agree with that because some people like to change their hair color for us.
Right? But, like, we work our asses off. We have 3 jobs. We fucking go to school like crazy. Fucking, I put myself through school full-time while working full-time.
It's like when people have, like, crazy hair, right? And people will be like, oh, well, you wouldn't do that to your hair if you were, like, okay.
Oh, like, yeah, normal, I'm not okay.
Or sane. It doesn't even matter. What does that mean, though, Forrest? What does that mean you wouldn't do that to your hair if you were okay?
The amount
so,
of
like,
people,
if you like colors...
Yeah.
You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a piece of fucking shit. You can't fit in if you like colors.
When women speak up for their rights, like, oh, this is like blue hair behavior. It's like, eat shit, dude. Just fucking, like, listen to,
What is blue hair behavior?
It's the same fucking dumb cunts that say it's fatherless behavior whenever a woman has, like, sexual identity. And it's like, open about sexuality and shit. It's like, yes, I enjoy sex. And they're like, oh, you don't have a dad. And it's like, fucking...
That's not what makes people horny.
That's what
makes people unhealthily horny.
It's the word for slutty. It's the word to slut shame people.
Yeah. But we'd all be sluts.
But, like, the thing
for candy and nuts.
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
The
If we'd been raised in a society where there was no stigma around sexuality and had been taught properly, we'd all just, like, have very healthy, very safe sex with whatever and whoever we wanted anytime, as long as they were consenting and adults and not like bears. Cats or something.
It reminds me of the old fucking, like, the Greek story. I don't remember if I think it's Greek. I don't remember, but like all humans were originally, they had 2 faces and 4 arms and 4 legs. They were 2 together, but they were too powerful, and so the gods split them up. And that was like supposed to be a story about like finding your soulmate and becoming a whole person again. But like I see it as like splitting up our personalities and our who we are, because like that's what oppressive governments are good at. Even the ones that aren't going out there like actually like being Nazis in the streets, if they can fucking separate a person from their own passions, from their own, like, their identities, from their own sexualities, from their everything, if they can break somebody up into as many little pieces as possible and try to ostracize and repress and stigmatize as many of those little pieces as possible, you break people on such a fundamental level that all they know how to do is go to work and be mindless drones.
Regardless.
And, like, if you could explore yourself and face the world as a whole person, emotional and practical and sexual, and just be 110% yourself without shame or fear. If everybody could do that, the world would be such a crazy different place.
I know, but like you can't even us sitting here talking about it, we can't even experience that right now.
I struggle with doing that myself because I live in the same situation.
Because we have to go through, before we can even unlock the potential, we're going to have to go through like years of therapy.
Yeah, just to undo the damage. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, I know you're fucked up.
No.
And I know.
Who's fucking talking?
And I know I'm fucking up.
How dare you?
I know fucked up because I know I'm fucked up.
You can smell
which
it.
Is why
you can see when you look in somebody's eyes that's as broken as you. You're like, dude.
That's why we're friends.
I'm so sorry. I'm glad to hear that your 13th business is going well, though. That's all it's gonna be. I know you're a really productive and mature person. What happened, huh?
It's so insane. I don't get it.
Oh, man. Just, man, life is hard. And if you're struggling with it, just know that you're not alone.
It's going to get harder.
If we've joked about suicide a couple of times this podcast, but for real, the National Suicide Hotline is there, and it's a phone call away. People that can actually like talk to you.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely utilize that resource.
Yeah, if you're at the point, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast, but if you're at the point, this is
probably... You don't need anything worse in your life.
Yeah, like actively contributing. But if you're ever at that point, obviously, just make a phone call, because it's better to make the phone call and have somebody telling you not to, because at least that's one person saying don't when your mind's telling you to do it.
And also, like,
and they have resources. They can get copes to help you. They can get all kinds of stuff. And really, like, it's a bad idea, and you're not going to want to do it in a few minutes. But if it happens within those few minutes,
betray yourself long enough to get yourself some help.
Yeah.
The fucking
as someone who knows, I know it goes away. It's a temporary feeling, but when it's there, it's hard.
I 100% agree. When it's there, it's awful, and it will eventually dissipate. But while it's there, it is miserable, and you just have to know that it is.
If you need help, you need help.
It's like when you're too high, and you just have to know that you will eventually come down, and reality will be. And it's scary right now, but you have to just believe with your whole heart that it will stop. The ride will end, and it's the same thing with that shit. When you're having fucking really bad problems and you're thinking horrible thoughts, they will stop. You just have to ride it out for a minute. And I will also say that fucking I will continue to talk a lot of shit on the fact that our the mental health care system
it's garbage.
Will throw you into fucking like isolation and monitoring and like
I'm getting better help now, and it's because I don't know about that. Yeah, you be careful when you tell people about your feelings, but also be as honest as you can when you're trying to get help.
I'm just saying that people often get worried about telling a therapist about suicidal ideations because of the ramifications
that's totally
that come with
legitimate.
And I agree 100%. Those are horrifying, and it needs to be better than it is. But even that is better than being dead. So, like,
yeah, 100%.
I'd rather have you miserable 100%. And alive to a certain
Every
extent.
single person who listens to this show gives me more power. So I need you to live.
Yes.
as my
So we can draw from you like
battery.
human battery. I was going to say batteries, yes.
Yeah. And it's not sick. It's not fucked up at all.
No, it's just like the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Which is good. Good for you. You're good for the as a famous comedian once said, everyone has to go. I don't think that was a comedian, actually. I think that might have been somebody
less funny.
Somebody less funny. They might have been leading people to their death. It doesn't matter. It's very relevant.
This episode's been rough.
Yeah, be positive like this episode.
Yeah. But thanks so much for tuning in.
I hope it wasn't that bad.
Remember,
sorry.
There's two types of people in the world. Try to avoid both. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know in the comments below. And tune in next time when
Dude, wait.
What?
Don't leave yet. Did you guys know Arby's has like a hamburger now? Did you see that?
In more important news.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Is it good?
I don't fucking know. I haven't. I'm not brave
Arby's?
enough.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, I'm not going to Arby's.
I like Arby's sometimes. Like, they have a brisket thing I like. But, like, I'm just really curious about this Arby's hamburger. Put in the comments if you've tried the Arby's hamburger.
That's what's really important.
And if it's good or bad or what.
Please let us know what's going on.
Please rank it compared to, like, your top
other 3 hamburgers.
Four other fast food chain, hamburger chain.
But don't tell us what the other 4 are.
Like and subscribe.
Just
subscribe.
Say whether or not you've eaten the Arby's burger, and then say it is number blank on my top 5 list of other burgers. Don't tell us what the other burgers are. Give us 0 context. Just tell us which number the Arby's burger is.
Send it one family member. Like, you have an annoying aunt you don't like who sends you, like, weird chain
Arby's.
letters. No. I got this. You send her a link to our podcast. Anybody you don't like, I want you to send them a link to the podcast.
That's also a good idea.
That's good homework.
What we need is more people that
you tell
have
them,
self-respect.
yeah, like, if you know somebody who, like, hates science and like good ideas, I want you to say, I think I have a really good show I think you'll love, and send them to the link.
Yeah.
Pick whichever episode you think is going to piss them off the most. And I want you to send that to them.
Send them over. Get us some hate comments.
Because I think that'll get us a lot of good things.
It can only make the channel grow.
Yeah, everybody who watches, listens, rates, subscribes, likes, or gets somebody who hates me to watch the show gives me power. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to leave yet, so I made this whole thing go on for way too long.
Get you through the day.
I don't want to go home. Well, I do want to go home, but like, goddamn, tomorrow. I don't want to do tomorrow.
You don't want to continue on. Dude, I get that
I don't want to
time.
continue
it's
on.
Like, all I want to do is fucking go
that's why
to
I
bed.
stay up so fucking late, right?
Me too. I don't want.
It's to avoid tomorrow.
All I want to do is lay down, but that means that tomorrow happens and I have work to do. And like, I don't want right now to stop. I just want everything to stop so I can just be this. I think Bo Burnham summarized it really well. He was like, I don't want to kill myself. I just want to stop having to be alive for a while.
Yeah, just a while.
Just a minute. It's going to be a fucking break. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, I'm Ben.
We'll come back next week when we slather up a sloth.
You better fucking come through.
I don't like that one.
You better come through on the sloth thing.
We really need to like script something for the endings because they're getting worse.
The endings, as if the whole show hasn't gotten shittier.
We need to script the whole show. It's bad. It's so bad.
Everybody, take a look. The Dying Man. Good night.
Night.